Welcome to another episode of Tantrik Empire. This is Siriana T. Oteb, blessings to everybody. Today we're going to be discussing a little bit more about what is it that we do. We do so many things, but one of the things that we do is the Tantrik Research Institute. We want to bring a little bit more of information on that and discuss what we're going to be doing with it, what are the goals, what are the dreams, and what we stand about. Without further delay, Tantrik is somewhere around the area. He's getting ready and set up. We're going to be listening to a tune called Yoga. I hope that you guys enjoy it and get ready for this nice episode. Bless.
The kingdom of Jah is spread all over the world, but most of us don't see it. Woo woo, yeah, hallelujah. This one is called yoga, and it's good for you and me. This one is called yoga, it's good for the spirituality. This one is called yoga, it's good for my brothers and sisters. Yeah, yoga. It's a connection to Jah, the Most High. Within is where it all starts from, like chakra meditation, stretching, exercising, releasing tension. 'Cause inside and outside, it must be cared for. It must be cared for. Yes, in this life, I'm a soul adventurer. Yoga is good for you and me. So I just got yoga. It's good for the spirituality. Yoga is good for my brothers and sisters. Yoga, it's a connection to Jah, the Most High. Yoga was practiced by Yeshua, Yosef. It was practiced by the emperor. So let us take note. First things first. Seek ye the kingdom of Jah. All things will be added unto thee with it. Where it all starts from. Chakra meditation, stretching and exercising, releasing tension. Yoga, it's good for you and me. Yoga is good for the spirituality. This is called yoga, good for my brothers and sisters. Yoga, it's a connection to Jah. Yoga, it's good for you and me. Yoga, it's good for our spirituality. Oh yeah, you see, yoga, connection to the Father. Yoga.
And that was Tenastelen. The song is Yoga. And like I was saying before, when I started the show, we were going to discuss a little bit more about Tantrik Research Institute and what it's all about and Well, one of the things about Tantrik Research Institute is that this company was born in October 2016. It has been the brainchild of Tantrik and me, Siriana T. And we together, well, sat down and thought a little bit about being a good idea to compile years of research and experience that both of us together have. And from compiling these ideas, we would move on to start a movement. Well, the movement began to take momentum. However, it was a little thwarted by some unfortunate events that led Tantrik Research Institute, or the TRI, to move out of its native state of California. Now it's based in Colorado Springs, and that is also a great thing because we had here Nikola Tesla. This is where he actually conducted his experiments with the coil and electricity and all those sorts of things. Having a fresh perspective, the TRI is now active, creating awareness through, well, t-shirts and informative videos and lectures such as this one, and which are available to the general public. One of the reason why we exist today is that, well, man sees all hopes and aspirations crumbling before him. He is perplexed and knows nothing whither, and he is drifting. He and she is drifting. As we see our hopes and aspirations crumbling, we have to realize that this event is the beginning of the end of an old era. We are no longer run by our egos. We are moving according to our spiritual insight. And, well, in this moment, what's happening that is, kind of like disrupting that spiritual upliftment is that we're living in difficult times. And here, at least in the United States, we are living in technically a dictatorship. We are being, well, lied to. We are caught in a cycle of working for a system that is breaking us down and not allowing the expansion of our consciousness. And there's, many different things that we can do. And one of those things, is we have the right to exist as our own nation. We can create our own government. We should be able to grow and distribute our own crops. Being in control of our destiny. As a sovereign nation, we have the ability to create our own economy. We should be working towards that, and we have been, trying to raise awareness about our community through impacting all forms of media. Some of you have seen it on our Instagram and different other social medias that we have, right? And, well, we plan to launch branches throughout the world in order to create a massive community that moves with as one in accord, or in one accord. And we are looking also for, natural born leaders to join us in the ascension journey towards divine oneness together. And also, without further delay, we have Tantrik here in the studio. I've been a little bit trying to introduce what TRI is, the Tantrik Research Institute. And, tell us a little bit more about your perspective on this, Tantrik.
Greetings and divine blessings, my people. Tantrik here. We're introducing the Tantrik Research Institute. We have received some messages in the past based on our posts, based on the stories. We have managed to answer some people as far as what is what is the Tantrik Research Institute and our sole purpose. And what we are is, I like to look at it as a treasury of knowledge. Simple as that. Is the place where you could come gather knowledge, increase your understanding, expand your consciousness, which is that's our motto. Expand your consciousness. And in order to expand your consciousness, you have to educate yourself, which education allows the opportunity to break down the illusion of this paradigm, and what it really is to be in this existence. We exist on this 3D plane. However, we are not that which is on the 3D plane. So we come to understand that we are, of spiritual essence. So, knowing that, Tantrik Research Institute is working towards the aim of creating media, which is conducive to the spiritual growth, which is conducive to spreading the consciousness. Because I feel like one of the things that we as conscious people haven't done, mainly for fear, like selling out, or I've heard so many different reasons, but I can only speak for myself. I feel like we should be influencing music, video, clothing. I mean, this consciousness movement is major, and there's people out here who actually want to be able to grow, and they're looking and seeking for information, but they feel like they've been put off, or there's excessive costs in order to gain some of this information. I mean, and when I say information, it's concerning first of all, spirituality, yoga, magic, actual mental development, psychic development, just to mention, a few pieces of information that will be part of our research institute, and we'll make it readily available for those that that want to be able to partake. And how we're doing that is we're creating a membership drive pretty soon. There's a website being developed at the moment. We're actually working on getting an actual website.
But they can see the blog.
But you could actually check out our blog on WordPress.
Yes.
I'm gonna be
Tantrik Research Institute.wordpress.com.
And I'm gonna be making a post which I could actually put that information for everybody to be able to actually start going and becoming a part of the Tantrik Research Institute. So much information can be found, once we start developing. And the key thing is we want to be able to create a network of people who actually, for instance, if you have any information or you want to blog or contribute to the blog, we're more than open to accept contributions to the blog. Also, we're willing to say, for instance, if we could collaborate on even the podcast, it'll be possible. We're able to make the phone call and or Skype. We'll figure out the way, and we could actually record. There's so many ways that ones can form part of as time goes by, because this is a work in progress. So I would say, excuse me, pardon my stardust. Because right now it's it's a whole lot going on. Putting it together, and it's good to be able to get this out on this podcast, so people get an understanding, and because I guess they look at it like Tantrik Research Institute. What the hell is that? I'm sure that there's that's some of the thoughts in some of the people's head. But Siriana, as you're here, as far as the sisters, what do we have to offer for sisters to basically come in? Because we are Shiva and Shakti base, so
Yes.
male and female. So each unit working towards the oneness, towards the same goal.
Of course, of course. Well, the divine couple can be without divine masculine, but also without divine feminine, and that's what we're going to be. Well, getting empowerment, getting to know our divine selves, and working towards that, and how can that be of use in this world and be of assistance to the development of the world. Since we are women, we have so much different things that we have to do and accomplish in a world that requires us more than just being, a mom or a housewife. We also have to work, and being able to balance our divine feminine throughout all the things that we have to do is important. Nurturing our spirit and knowing who we are, knowing our divine self and our true self. So that's one of the things. Not only Tantra will be working. We will be working with the divineness of the all, but there's also things that, because of our in the flesh we are feminine and masculine, we will be working with also developing those things or helping develop those things in our community. So that's the part that I will be working the most. We have been working, like in our previous episodes, we were talking about Vishaya, and not taking Vishaya as, or the divine, the sacred prostitute, not as a prostitute the way that they talk about it out there, but the divine woman that has that sensuality and that sexuality and all those things that make a woman divine in the spirit and the physical and the mind. So those little things we will be developing throughout different things, workshop, podcast. We can have conversations like Tantrik said before. And it would be nice to also have other queens and kings to join this movement and start something, this empire that is what we want to have, a community.
Empire.
Yeah, the Tantrik Empire for
And
this world.
That's what the show being titled Tantrik Empire. That's the whole sole purpose. Everything and the all is Tantra. So
Yes.
in knowing that, we have to spread and expand ourselves as we are tantric beings. Every being is born tantric, and that's the truth, because we're all born with that divine spark, with that divine magic within us.
Yes.
So right now our purpose should be to unify the sparks and make a big explosion in this world. And what I wanted to add, to part of what we got going on, because there's so many different topics that we could expand on as far as our Tantrik Research Institute. Our whole plan is to create videos and actually videotape workshops first, and then we can move on to actual workshops, because our whole purpose is to actually get the Tantrik Empire on the road. But we have to plant the seed first, and then
Yes.
we're watching it grow at this moment. So right now, this is our planting our seeds, but our plan is to take, what we have, formalize it, give people, that the accessibility, to be able to go and lecture in different cities, do different workshops, and we could get more expansive. Because see, the thing about it is, when it comes down to a podcast, we can't turn the podcast into the workshop, if you know what I mean. Podcasts are meant to, give information, to brief people, on the mystic arts. But as far as, more extensive, one-on-one or more intensive, we could actually, that's where the videos come in. And that would be exclusively out for, those that join the membership. At the moment in time, we are in the development stage of the membership drive. So we will be announcing when the membership drive is ready. We'll give people access to the membership forms, and we move from there. And we start developing ourselves and expanding, growing together, which is the whole purpose again of Tantrik Research Institute. So as I said earlier, make sure to check out our website. Siriana T, please brief the people on the website.
Tantrik Research Institute.wordpress.com. It will become a .com eventually, but right now it's in the developing stage, so you can get the blog. And you can access also to join our mailing list, and that'll be great because we can exchange more information with you, or if we create any new posts, things are going to come to your email, get you a notification, and you can join us and read or even comment. I will be opening the comment area in there too. I would like to hear from you and your feedback too.
Indeed. And speaking of mail, email address?
Tantrik Research Institute @gmail.com. Tantrik Research Institute @gmail.com.
And you could ask any questions, and basically, especially if you have any questions concerning the membership, we could go more into detail as to how to become a member of the Tantrik Empire or Tantrik Research Institute. And how you can become a positive contributor, because we all have our bit, our parts to contribute to the whole. As we are always say, we are droplets of water in a massive ocean, which is consciousness itself. So, let us expand.
Yeah, each one teach one.
Yes. So, this is just a brief podcast, and concerning Tantrik Research Institute, because we have started kind of going into other topics, which first topic was Tantric BDSM. The second one actually was the Rashaya, and the third episode was concerning Tantric Magic, which we feel like that was just mainly a briefing. Yes. That's not really, everything that we have, but again, there will be some expansive videos which will be exclusively available to our membership, and we could expand on the topic of sex magic, tantric magic. I say sex magic for the sense of, keeping it general for those that understand and walk the mystic path. Also wanted to remind people, please, if you have a chance, share, this podcast with others. It helps us grow. It helps us expand. Subscribe.
Like everything.
Like, comment. But the key thing is sharing. So, those that got Facebook, share it on Facebook, and like I said, it's not just for ourselves, but for those who want to expand their knowledge. And, for instance, the main thing is, when it comes to sexuality, there's not much people willing to be able to teach on the subject, especially on this expansive form of sexuality, which is the tantric, the tantric path. So share with others, and
everybody can benefit from
everybody
this.
Everybody benefits.
All path, all belief systems, all cultures can benefit from this, because this is beyond just the physicalities of sex. This is something, a path of life itself. It's a path of purification. It's a path of growing and expansion. So share with everybody. Little by little, we can start assisting in the evolution of the consciousness.
Yes. As farmers, again, we planting seeds, so let us continue planting these seeds of consciousness, and let us watch it grow. My people, we'll reach the end of the podcast. If you want to make a positive contribution, again, send us an email, and we could go expand, exchange information, and let's get it going. This is Tantrik Empire. This is the fourth episode of Tantrik Empire. Thank you for listening, tuning in, and being a part of. Those that have shared, those that have actually came through, like those that have subscribed, thank you for all the new subscriptions.
You are the ones that keep us doing this.
Yes, my
You
people.
the motivators.
It's all about you.
Yes,
It always been about you.
definitely it's all about you.
All about you. Love yourself. Be yourself. Exalt yourself. Put yourself on the pedestal. Again, it ain't about putting nobody else or anything else on that pedestal, because it's been all about you. Peace, divine blessings.
Blessings.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Ashe.